Welcome to 50 Ways to Succeed at Work, where you hear stuff about ways to succeed even the most well-intentioned colleagues, advisors, careers officers and HR departments may never get around to mentioning. Today, at 50 Ways to Succeed at Work, I'm urging you to cut the cuss, or why inappropriate language can undermine your impact. Do you want to let fly with a juicy swear word? Surveys show this is generally a bad idea, especially if you're someone who wants to succeed at work. For example, in one survey, over half of the employers admitted they'd be less likely to promote someone indulging in so-called salty language. A similar proportion declared that it made the person seem less intelligent. Experience suggests that swearing at work can indeed harm your career prospects. Even so, most people at work sometimes swear. The main triggers are stress from looming deadlines, frustrating meetings, annoying colleagues, and demanding customers. So where do you stand on this potentially career-damaging behavior? Could your swearing feel right for you? For example, in some workplaces, such as the metalworking industry, people may even treat it with great tolerance, even as a sign of macho resilience. As one experienced member of that community explains, there he learned words that he never knew even existed. Even so, you can never be sure that your use of crude language may not be treated as a welcome sign of resilience. Instead, it may be quietly undermining your chances of success at work. Much depends on the culture of your workplace.
You get off the phone with somebody who's frustrating and you say something just to get it off your chest. So it happens pretty frequently in my industry.
Occasionally expressing your emotions with nasty words might be expected, even tolerated. What really matters is you being alert to the potentially negative impact your dodgy language may have on colleagues, especially if you swear too often or inappropriately. Another reason why the cuss at work can damage your personal chances of success is that swearing at a co-worker may only worsen the situation. As for letting fly at a customer, this could send you hurtling into a damaging clash with the values of the organization. Many, for example, will regard your swearing at a customer as reflecting poorly both on it and on you, their employee. Incidentally, it's seldom much fun working with a chronic cursor who does it for no reason and seems to know only variations of the F word. As one career expert puts it,
what you think might be an okay word in the office, your coworker might not, or your manager might not.
So swearing may come naturally to you and seem harmless, yet those on the receiving end may view you as abrasive or with a negative attitude and poor vocabulary. So the risk is of coming across as uncivil, advocating violence or using unnecessary verbal aggression. This may not seem to matter in the immediate short term, yet it may still end up harming your prospects. What should you do if you feel disrespected and threatened by a colleague swearing? It can be worth telling them right up front how you feel. You may even need to consider asking for help from others or even the HR department. Occasional casual swearing probably won't adversely harm business conditions, co-workers' relations, customers, or even client care. Yet it may still harm your image, and you may not discover this until too late. Finally, psychologists argue that in high-stress workplaces, cursing can sometimes be a valuable release valve. As one explains, as long as the employees are swearing, they may not be happy, but they're coping. So what action can I suggest? Well, first of all, drop any tendency to use casual swearing simply to make a point. Use alternative words that spare friends and co-workers the tension from your tirades. And finally, quite simply, cut the cuss. And the takeaway from all this? Well, even with profanity at work seeming acceptable, it may also suggest negative things about you and unwittingly convey disrespect and unprofessionalism. You've been listening to an episode of Andrew's 50 Ways to Succeed at Work. If you want to hear more, please subscribe free to my regular weekly podcasts. Visit the 50ways.site for transcripts, e-learning, and join a growing community of people who seriously want to succeed at work. Thanks for listening, and bye for now until next week.